Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 34. Plate too full? Alright, so this is another after work recording because of overtime and just busyness and everything. And so this is Wednesday, May 24th, and it's like 11:26 p.m., so almost the 25th. Okay, so let's do the homestead update. We have several of the garden beds are cleaned out and ready for planting almost. I need to kind of mix in a little bit more rabbit manure in that so that it's nice and good to go. And I still have one more to clear out. Yeah, I think just one, maybe two. And you're going to hear the dog drinking in the background. She always has to do this when I'm on the podcast. And we will be, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Let me just pause that for a second. Okay, she had to wait till I was talking to drink 30 gallons of water there very noisily. I did begin transplanting some of the stuff from the greenhouse. Hopefully this weekend is Memorial Day weekend and we can get pretty much everything transferred over and planted. Onions, tomatoes, peppers, basil. I forget everything else out there. I did get the two mowers fixed. The one I changed the blade on wasn't too difficult. Kind of a pain on unhooking the deck a little bit. I guess now they have to put grounding straps on them. I don't know. That was new to me. And we have Muscovy duck eggs. A lot of them, actually. Still unsure. They're sitting on them, so I think we're going to let them go. I might incubate them. I don't know. They do have a long incubation period, but they're not dependent on them in yet. So that brings us on to projects. I need to get that Muscovy pen built. I keep toying back and forth with how I'm going to do it because I do have the one goat pen that's no longer a goat pen because he passed away. I'm thinking about opening that up so it's even longer. Right now it'd be the right right size for the ones I have, but I kind of want to make it bigger so that when we get other ones we can. Plus, then that leaves me more openings for kind of building into it some water features, something like that, because I would like to utilize their poo and goo, because it'd be high in nitrogen in that, if I can, to grow some things, like maybe watercress in the water, duckweed, and the name of the other one is escaping me. It's not going to come. It's the one I've talked about before. Like I said, it's after work, so I'm a little out-brained. Because it loves nitrogen, so that should work there. So I have to set up some kind of bed there to grow that out of, so it'll be like a circulating system to where it will constantly circulate, so they'll have clean water all the time, and the nutrients from their poo and goo and food that they put in there will go off to bring other life, and maybe even to feed them back again if I get the duckweed going. Lots of other projects. Some of them are the same. I haven't got the side of the house fixed yet. That's hopefully getting done this weekend. Didn't get the fan put in the bathroom or the new lights. Hopefully that's getting done this weekend. The shed still hasn't had much work done on it. Hopefully that'll get done this weekend. As you can see, this wasn't even part of it, but the plate is pretty full. And that's the name of it. What's growing? I did clean out one of the beds, and there is a lot of sage and some dill coming up in that bed. The other bed has zero, nothing in it. We're going to hopefully get some beans in this weekend. Maybe not. I need to get some more beds done for them too, built and filled. Kind of need to go get some more dirt to fill a couple beds too, so we'll see money-wise and all that if that's feasible for this weekend. I guess we kind of covered everything else that's there. The spinach in the greenhouse is starting to bolt a little bit. It's sent up some shoots. I'm going to try to cut those off so it's still edible. If it goes too mad, then we'll just go ahead and probably let it go to seed, collect the seeds, and then feed it to the rabbits. Okay, on to the main topic. Plate too full? That's kind of, as I hinted at before, we're talking about having so much things to do, and that's the common term is, well, my plate's too full, I can't possibly take one more thing on. Let me get a quick drink. Okay, so the thing you got to look at, though, is your plate really full? Or instead of using the dinner plate, are you only using the salad plate? You know, where's your time going? What are you doing with it? How many hours do you spend watching TV? How much time do you spend staring at the wall or surfing the web or on social media? So we kind of are looking at that. I mean, if you cut all that in, is your plate really too full? Or are you just prioritizing other things over the things that are on your to-do list? That's my problem. I'm actually working on, plate too full, I'm actually working on 2 new podcasts. I have the one, pretty much, I have to tweak and read and record everything, but pretty much this one's one that I've talked about to nobody. Done out for almost a year. So that would be actually 2 podcasts a week for a year. And it is actually religious. So we'll see when that comes out. I'll let you know if you're interested in watching it or listening to it. It is going to be a new YouTube channel and podcast based on, well, studies of the Bible. And I might even end up doing some sermons. We'll see. That's kind of the plan. The other one I've talked to with our own budding artist. I guess he's not budding. Our acclaimed artist, Joseph Lawn. And he knows about that. And I've kind of got him working on some artwork for that, which he still needs to let me know what we need to do price-wise on that. So, if you are looking for a creator of grand, awesome art, you need to look up Joseph Lawn. Either drop me a line, join our Discord, you can contact him there. Okay, so back to about the bigger plate. So I do spend quite a bit of time surfing the web, looking for facts and things. I mean, it's not just wasted time, it's not just social media time, it's for other projects. But those aren't things that need to be done right now. You know, the one podcast, I don't know if I'm actually going to release it till July, I think, 4th is what I was thinking about. You know, but the other one, I need to get episodes done on it. I worked on those today, too. But instead of working on those, guess what? I could have been out there weeding the garden. I could have been out there working on that shed. I could have been going up to the store, getting the wood I need, and the paint to paint it so the wood borers don't eat it, to repair the fascia and the overhang. But I chose to do that. Tomorrow, I really wish I didn't have to go to work, because the weather to me, is going to be beautiful. I think it's like a high of 67, low in the upper 40s tonight. And to me, that's just perfect weather. That's great to work in. It's not too hot. Like today, it was up to 80. It's a little warm for me to be working outside. Little tidbit on me. I used to work back in the 90s in a foundry. I had a car with air conditioning. I never used it. Because as soon as you walked out from that place, it felt like you were in air conditioning. I mean, it was hot in there. And I slept in a room that was not heated. You know, I didn't have air conditioning in the room. And then between other jobs, I ended up working at a place called, we won't give the name out, but it was a cold storage. So I was bundled up year-round, working in freezing temperatures. Well, that kind of ruined me. After that, I haven't really been great in the heat. I did work in a job where I worked outside a lot. Since that, for a technologies company. And I believe it got worse because I went into an attic one time, and pretty much the sweat was coming off of me quicker. It was the middle of summer, quicker than I could put the water in. I mean, it was literally just dripping off of me like crazy. And I do believe I got heat exhaustion. And my work van didn't have air conditioning at that time. So I I got sick. I mean, I didn't throw up, but I had to park in the shade and try to gather myself. And I had to have him cancel the rest of my installs and service calls for the rest of the day. And I told him I was going home sick. And I got from them, well, why don't you just, turn the AC on in the car and better. I said, I'd love to, but my work van doesn't have it. So shortly after that, I think they got me a newer van, but they didn't always care about their employees. Let's just leave it at that. Another drink. But I am back to a place I worked just before the one I'm at now. It was cooler in the factory. It was still warm, you still sweat, but it was cooler because it did run like air conditioners, but it was huge, so it just kind of kept some of the humidity out. Now I'm working at a beef processing plant that we make patties. I'm sure you've heard me say or hear it before, and it is like 38 to 47 in there year round. So I do prefer that actually, and it is just refreshing in there. I don't get sweaty. I handle the cold a lot better. Hence why I kind of want to move to Michigan, rather than Texas, because I was looking out west at property. But I'm kind of digressing and moving off of the topic, which happens a lot, which makes for good talk because then it's actually me talking and coming from the heart, and there's not a script coming out of it. So I have to watch the heat outside. So that's why I guess we were talking about that because of working tomorrow. Plus, with the allergy to the sun I have, the photo light eruption, I think is what it's called, something like that. I have to keep my arms and stuff covered, arms and hands. And I already made a mistake and didn't do that once. And they broke out, and they're still red. The red's going down. It did move up to my arm a little bit, but not bad. I just have to make sure to keep the stuff on. And that's not always possible, not always remembered. But, if I lived out in the country, truthfully, I would probably do this, come home from work on second shift if I work second shift, and I would go out there and do some gardening right now. But I'd have to have some kind of light out there so I could see, and I think the neighbors would probably complain if I'm out there gardening at 11:38 at night with lights on. Plus my little puppy, Gracie, my 3-year-old beagle, 3.5, almost 4, I think. She likes her cuddle time when I get home. But, so there's always time. Not always. Sometimes when you have young kids, your time is monopolized. I'm thinking about you, Firestar. And you do awesome at managing time and getting time to do your coding and talk with us, and you do an awesome job. But most of us can always find a little bit of time to do something extra or to finish something up. But we choose not to. I do. Some days, the weekends, I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, man, I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to finish that up, just like I was just telling you. And then I get home and it's Saturday or Sunday, and I'm like, I'm so beat from the week. I need some rest. And then I'll talk myself into not going outside. And I'll talk myself into staying in here and doing something on the computer or vegging out on the couch or something. And it's self-defeating. You're defeating yourself. Kind of goes with last week. Make your list and see that you're accomplishing things. But if you're not accomplishing things, then you need to work on that. There's several things I want to get done this weekend. I really, really need to get the attic fan or the exhaust fan and the lights done for the bathroom, because the attic is going to start to get very hot and unbearable. So that, I think Saturday I'm going to have to run over to my dad's and get my ladder, because I need to trim a couple trees that are hitting things and that. And my ladder was loaned out to my nephew while they were doing the house, which is fine, and I didn't need it really. I've got a wood one here, but it's a little shaky to put up against a tree to go up. And I have a fiberglass extension ladder, I think 34 foot. I actually used it to cut down a tree once. That was interesting. I finished up when it was dark out. It was a pretty good sized tree too. Sometimes I do things I probably shouldn't. We'll just leave it at that. So I'll probably go over there Saturday, get that, and I'll still have time to come back and do some things. I might even get some lumber while I'm there at his house to see if he's got, I don't know if he has any spare 1x, because I think I need some 1x4s, some 1x8s, maybe 1x12s, I don't know, I'd have to look. Because he has a barn full of stuff that's of useful things. And I've gotten so many projects started and finished because he had those things in the barn. Not looking forward to the day when we have to clean that barn out, but, maybe my brother takes the house and me and my sister just dodge the bullet on that one. Hint, hint. So, I got that. Sunday, And this is, I don't know what the kids and the little ladies doing. I think they work Saturday and Sunday, but not Monday. So if that's it, then Monday we'll probably do some family things if we can. So the other days will be work days. And I don't know that I need to mow. It hasn't rained and the grass isn't all that high. So it might be a good week to kind of get caught up on some of the trim work too. Also, I would like to go get some railroad ties that someone has for sale to put under my fence at the bottom, so that I keep getting, or stop getting critters coming in, and my dogs can run free out there and not try to get out. So as I see, I keep coming up with more and more things, which is fine. It's good to have things to do, because if you don't have purpose, you kind of tend to just slack. And when I say this, and when I bring this stuff up, it's not to get a pity party for me or have someone, say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you," or anything. It's just the truth. When I'm busy, my depression is gone, or is a lot less. I don't feel it. I don't feel down. I don't feel the drain. It just goes away, and I feel driven. So it's very good to stay busy and not have downtime, especially if I'm alone downtime, because you can kind of start thinking about things, and I'm not saying bad things. I've never thought about that. And if you do have feelings of hurting yourself or that, seek help. Get help. It's out there. There's always a way. I don't get that. I just feel down and drained and like not doing anything. But once I get started doing something, that goes away, and then usually I'll forget to eat and sometimes forget to drink enough and just push myself to the limits outside, which is good and bad. So, I guess we're hitting 17 minutes here, and I don't know if I've just been rambling or said anything coherent or whatnot, but this is me, and you listen to this, you know that it's not scripted. I mean, truthfully, I have the little outline I've talked about before. Under my main topic, there is zilch. There's nothing. I guess I meant zilch. Nothing. I just had the title up top. That's it. So, you can do it. You can make your list. You can check it twice. You can see what project's been naughty, which product's been nice. Project has been nice. And then hopefully you can cross those off your list. I'm pulling, as Red Green would say, I'm pulling for you. Keep your sticks on the ice. Great show. If you've never seen Red Green, definitely go check the reruns. Awesome show. I mean, just a role model for all ages. One of my favorite things was, so you think you want to get a new wife, you want a divorce. First, get naked, go look in the mirror, and tell yourself, is anybody else going to want that? And go apologize for whatever stupid thing you did. Words to live by there. Words to live by. All right. I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to thank, shout out to Joseph Long for all the hard work he's doing. He's coming up with some swag for the shop, because we do have a shop available now on Shirt Spring or something like that. I'll put the links in the notes, hopefully. Unless it's not really up and running 100% yet, then we'll wait and do it maybe next week. All right. So thanks for joining me. Hope you join me on the next one. And remember, stay alive out there and keep on surviving.